Hi y'all, welcome to the Grace Journaling webcast for October 1st, 2019, and I'm your host Susan Lee Rose. This was such a fun card to work on. I created it for the Fab Friday challenge. I am really loving the Distress Oxide inks. I don't know why I waited so long to try them. I created the moon using the stitch circle and used stamps from Sweet and Sassy Stamps. The mountains and trees were created by using an unbranded die cuts that I found in my stash. I think this may possibly be my favorite card to date. I hope that you like it too. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to lay down a little bit of wax paper while I do the Distress inks. Now, the Distress ink colors that I'm using are Fossilized Amber, Wild Honey, Spiced Marmalade, and Fired Brick. I went in with the Wild Honey first, and then I'm going around the edges with the Spiced Marmalade. I really like this color combination. I just continue blending. And then I go in with the it's either the Fossilized Amber or the Wild Honey, and go more in the center, and I go the Fired Brick I do around the edges of the sun or the setting sun there. And I'm just going in there and continuing layering the colors till I get it to blended the way that I want. So now I'm going to mount the mountains and the trees onto the circle. Those are an unbranded die cut. I have no idea where I got them, and they don't have a brand on them, but I really like them and they work perfect for this instance. So I'm going to put the trees on there as well, kind of make a little mountain scene, trim off the excess. I've just glued that on there with Aqua Mono Liquid Glue by Tombow. Now I'm going to put the double back tape onto the circle, and I'm going to mount that onto the card base, or the card front. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25, and then the plaid paper I've cut to 5.25 by 4. So I'm trimming this down. I'm adding some ribbon to the back, and then I'm going to mount that all onto the front of the card topper. I'm going to stick down the ribbon so it's not moving around so much. Now I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stamp the sentiments onto this paper. I'm just using a Bristol paper. I find that really stamps really well. It just really does good for stamping. In fact, most of my stamping is used with the Bristol paper. I had to move it in there a couple of times because it didn't want to print properly, so I moved it around. So I got the final touch. Didn't work, so I turned it over and tried again. You know, art is that way sometimes. You have to play around, but I got them printed now, and I'm going to trim those up. I use the Tuxedo Black Memento ink for this. I'm just going to pull out my trimmer, and I'm just going to trim up the sentiments, cut them down to the size that I want them to be, so we can mount them onto the front of the card. For the Choose Faith, I'm going to actually hand cut that out. I thought that it would look a little bit nicer on that. I like that. I preferred it. I tried it both ways, and I really preferred the cutout version. So now I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals to put the sentiment on there. That one says Move Mountains, and then I'm going to use a combination of the small and larger ones of the Stampin' Dimensionals to put that on there as well. So we're going to get that on there, and then we're going to mount that onto the front of the card front, on the tree line down there by the trees. And then we're going to go on and put the double-sided tape onto the back of the card front, and we're going to mount it onto the card base. I really like the way this card turned out. It's really one of my favorites. Then we're going to go in with a little bit of Wink of Stella to add a little bit of glimmer, and we are done. you so much for watching today's video. Please visit my YouTube channel, Grace Journaling, to view my other videos. If you enjoy them, please like and share them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to be updated whenever I add new videos and tutorials. You can also find me on my blog at www.gracejournaling.com or follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Grace Journaling.